What is up? Welcome back. I'm going to give my take. Yes, another one on Slapgate. Not that you need another take, but a good amount of people have asked my opinion. So I actually took my time because you can react and you can react right away. There's a lot of nuance in there I think we have to address. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And there's levels to it. I wrote so much stuff down and I never do this because it's just like... Okay, so I have to respond to it because as a comedian, right, I have to respond to it as an actor. I have to respond to it as somebody who is famous. I have to respond to it as someone who has been to an award show, multiple award shows, either been a part of accepting an award or presenting an award, winning an award himself. Never the Oscars, but Emmys, MTV Awards, Movie Awards, Blockbuster Awards, Heckler. I made the movie Heckler. There is me having worked with different players involved. I was in a movie with Will Smith, Enemy of the State, in a movie with Chris Rock, Jay and Silent Bob, Scream 2, Jada Pinkett. I think I can speak on every part of it except that there's a man element to it. There is a relationship one has with their spouse element to it. And then the only thing I can't speak on, but I can speculate on, is the black man element. I can't speak on that. I'm not allowed to speak on that. I've spoken to multiple people about it, at least 3, and the streets are talking. The streets are reporting things. There's a lot of people that basically it's like, yo, square up. That's what I'm getting from the street hotline. Yo, square the fuck up. Multiple people have had multiple amazing takes on this. So I'm trying to do my own. I'm not trying to watch everyone's, but there's probably going to be overlap. So I apologize, but there's so much to say. It's insane that we're talking about this. Like this is a reason it's like, I got to how to figure out how to navigate this is because I've been in all of these circles. I am in all of these circles. Do you know what I mean? And, my whole thing with this is like being transparent, right? Okay. And trying to be open, right? And vulnerable, right? And the whole thing is that, it's like I'm navigating like, old Hollywood with new Hollywood. Do I want to still work in old Hollywood? Can I work in old Hollywood? Being accepted by new Hollywood? What new Hollywood is not Hollywood? Does old Hollywood matter as much? And there's a lot of things going on here, like so many levels, like 9. There's also a Scientology angle, and like my Instagram post said, we're talking about a GOAT movie star and we're talking about a GOAT comedian. I mean, I don't need to say the resumes, but Chris Rock has been around as long as Will Smith and just as impactful. He is a GOAT. He is a Rushmore comedian. Some people will put him above Pryor. I've been on a set with other GOATs that talked about his comedy. How many people have done that? Like he is a GOAT. And Will Smith is a GOAT. A GOAT. He fucking paved the way for rap to make it mainstream. He won every award you can. Then he went to TV and paved the way for, the Cosby Show did it, but black sitcoms and bam, just sitcoms in general. I think there was Emmys, at least nominations involved. And then movie star, forget it, 30 years deep. More. I remember Will Smith was selling his mixtape on 69th Street in 1986. Parents of the world just don't understand. Right in front of the Sound of Upper Darby. You can fact check that. 36 years ago. And he was a huge local rapper that he got played on Power 99. And then you're like, whoa. Then I saw this shit on MTV and I'm like, this dude's going national. So I already thought he was big because I heard him on Philly radio every hour. And then boom, he popped. So and Chris Rock, the first time I saw him was he did comics, something at the Laugh Factory. It was on Friday night. It was on Fox, and it was like in 1989. And his first joke I ever remember him saying was, hooker would say $300 for anything, and his was bitch paint my house. And that was 33 years ago. And I also saw him, I'm gonna get you sucker, and that was like 34. So they're around the same time, super impactful. Just like in the wall of time, both of these men will have made their mark and will be up there among the A's, the A list. They're both living, both journeys incredible, both award winners of everything. I mean, Chris Rock also is a big movie star, but he's not as big as Will, but he's big. He's been in some humongous movies. But he's a humongous comedian. Humongous. And what am I saying? You don't have to know this. So it's crazy that the heckler and the heckled I'm talking about are those two people. And it's also crazy that Chris Rock is the comedian and Will Smith is the heckler. But Will Smith is also a comedian. He's a comedic actor who you can see numerous talk shows around the internet of him making fun of people who are bald. And then he says, come on, it's a joke. He's not a stand-up comic, but if he wanted to do it, he could do it and get good at it. I'm sure he could. He's been talented in multiple lanes. He could definitely do it. And he's naturally funny. So he's comedic. He doesn't have the stand-up resume of Chris Rock. Chris Rock, right? His name rings bells, like Will Smith. And so you got these two. And so Chris Rock is the comedian. Will Smith is the heckler. But you could argue that Will Smith is heckling because Chris Rock, the comedian, has been heckling his wife, right? It's essentially what happened. There's a lot of yin and yang, as above, so below type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Will Smith was sitting there and Chris Rock heckled his wife, right? That's what he did. And Will Smith has also been a comedian, like at award shows, and heckled other people and took shots at people and also heckled. So it's fascinating, right? If you really go through all this 360 degrees, right? So, I mean, to really go like this is, wow, it's fucking already 13 minutes in. I haven't said anything yet. Is that Chris Rock, in 2005 or 2004, it was when Jude Law was huge. He was in 3 or 4 movies that year. And I think it was 2005 Oscars. And he said, who's Jude Law? Remember that whole thing? Oh, and then Sean Penn's like, Jude Law is one of our... Sean Penn, who's quickly becoming one of the most humorless people on the internet. Like, gee, dude, I love you, dude, but Jesus Christ, crack a smile, bro. And he remember that was a big moment. It was like, Jude Law is one of our greatest actors, and he was great, but he was literally like, who the fuck is Jude Law? That's not a good impression. I gotta work on it. And then he got really butthurt, and Chris was like, yo, dude, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be respectful. So he's already in the GOAT status of a comedian that got to host the award show. And then, he went in, played the funny role, and then Sean Penn checked him for which he shouldn't have, but it's fine. And then I don't think he hosted for a while. And then there was something with 2016. They didn't have hosts. They tried. They were going back and forth. And then I want to say someone fell out or something. And Chris Rock came in and saved the fucking day. Do you remember that? The 2016 Oscars, his monologue was fucking beast mode. It was killer. And he talked about Oscars So White, and he broke it down eloquently about, oh, come on, man, dude, you got this job. Every year you're going to have a movie, or every year and a half, and there's only X amount of roles for us. And he was, certain actors that were black were always getting, were in, and the rest, there was a lot of black actors that weren't getting, roles, which is all true. And then he did the joke about Jada saying that, she was going to boycott the Oscars because of Oscars So White, or something along that effect. And then he said, you weren't invited. He said, you weren't invited, which was hilarious. He's like Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited. It was hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Edgy as fuck. Smart as fuck. Hilarious as fuck. Now that was a fucking joke. A killer joke, right? why was it so funny? Because it's true. She was boycotting the awards, which of course she's a member. Of course she's been up for awards, everything. She's a worldwide superstar. Her husband is too. All of that stuff. But at that particular year, she wasn't up for nothing. I think she was doing a TNT show or something. So she wasn't like in the movie mode or something. And he was like, you weren't invited. And it was hilarious. And I think there was some salt thrown in their game at that point. So that's when the salt, I believe, started. And then we go to this year, which, you know, the last couple of years I've been talking about, everyone's talking about the Oscars. By the way, the ratings for this year's Oscars were like the second lowest of all time still with all of this shit. I mean, last year they were in single digits, 9 million something, like from 38 million from a few years ago. So it's waning interest. So there's that. So he's not even doing anything. He's just presenting, right? And I guess he's presenting an award to another black man, a maverick, also a Philly connection, Questlove. What's up? Who won? Which is incredible that no one's talking about because it got overshadowed by all this. And he goes up. Chris Rock does a killer Javier Bardem joke. He's like, yo, if he wins, he can't win. Like, brilliant, right? Like, it was so on point. And then he just said a throwaway joke. Like, it wasn't even a joke. Like, it's a throwaway joke, right? He's like, Jada, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Looking up, right? And then Will Smith laughs. Chris starts going on. Will starts walking up. And then, right? Like, dude, I wasn't even watching any of this shit or anything. I was dead tired. I was at a convention this weekend. It was incredible. Cincinnati Horror Hound. Love you. I was literally sitting in a BJ's brew house. Okay? And I'm there with Donut and the rest of the Screamcast and fucking Skeet. I'm literally eating a breaded chicken wing and Skeet goes, yo, Will Smith punched Chris Rock at the Oscars. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yo, pass me that buffalo sauce. And then he's like, dude, he's like, my daughter just sent it to me. I'm like, nah, I look, he like shows me his phone. I was like, what? Boom. And then someone's like, yo, Will Smith dead, Chris Rock, boom. BJ's like, bing, bop, boop. Like everywhere. Everyone started talking about the BJ's brew house in the downtown Natty. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. I literally was like so tired. I just wanted to relax. And then boom, we were like, whoa. So he goes up. It's not even a joke. Like, it was just like a dumb little throwaway comment. Like, Jada, G.I. Jane, can't wait to see it. Like, it was, look, shooters shoot, right? It was like there's so much you got to do in an award show. This is the highest award show in the world. This is actually a pressure-filled year. It's the new producers. They want to make it more inclusive. The ratings are down. Chris is lending his talents because he's done it when it hasn't been as low. He comes on in a smaller position as a presenter. Does a bunch of fire jokes before. I didn't see them all, but like he had like 3 kills before. Then he does something throwaway, off the cuff. Okay, we're going to get to what he said. I'm going to break it so down. He says it off the cuff. And by the way, look at pictures of Demi Moore from G.I. Jane. She can get it. Like, what's up? Like, yo, she looks great bald. Yo, Charlize Theron, what's up? Looks great bald. Yo, Jada Pinkett looks great bald. Like, some women look great. Natalie Portman, you look great bald. Like, yo, it's okay. Right? Like, he didn't compare her to like some like, you know, monster movie. Compared her to Demi Moore, who's also hot. Jada's hot. Beautiful. So I'm really going to break it down. He compared a beautiful woman to another beautiful woman. And he basically said, hey, you have no hair on your head. You look like Demi Moore from G.I. Jane, which is a movie that was it was panned, I guess, but it was a big payday for Demi Moore. Now made her like equal with men. So it's actually like a feminist movement, right? So, yo, I'm comparing you because you got a bald head and you look like this other hot woman with a bald head. Can't wait to see you start that movie. Like, that's where you're going. That was it. It wasn't even like deep. It was just a throwaway because there's minutes, 10 extra seconds. He's in there. He's trying to make his mark. He already was 3 for 3. So he went 3 for 4, right? Okay, that one bounced off the rim. Shooters, what? They shoot. Michael Jordan missed the game winner, 23 times or something? He's Michael Jordan. Okay, shooters shoot. Comedians are always going to miss. But that's why they're good, because they keep trying. That's what we do. That's what you make a movie, you try. You make a song, you try. You get the guitar, you write a poem, you try. It's all a try. So he tried. The difference is he's just trying in public in front of 100 million people in a very small group of elite people. But he's known for this. He's a master at it. And he's commenting on another master's spouse who's also a master in her own world, right? So it's like, yo, we're all here together, whatever. But look, so that's the first part of it. Now, in Jada's defense, she's just sitting there minding her own business. I don't know all the backstory. Maybe there's bad blood there. Like I said, I gave you a little 2016 beef, but the shit was funny. And you got to look at that and go, yo, you got me, Chris. I'm going to take that L. Like, yo, I'm boycotting something I wasn't invited to. That's funny. You got to take that L. He beat you on that one. You got to take that L. And all you got to say is, here's my Academy membership. Like, I'll be there when I want to go. Like, that year I wasn't in anything, but she can be in any movie she wants at any time. So it wasn't like he was joking on the most highest, she's in the top echelons of Hollywood. So then I guess if I'm looking at from her, so Chris just doing what he's doing. He's doing nothing wrong to me so far. But here's the issue. He's taking a shot at her, and it was a throwaway, and it was like, yo. But he also is just known for doing a lot of jokes about himself, which is beautiful, and super insane, smart jokes about society, hypocrisy, all that stuff. I mean, that's why he's one of our greatest, right? So then she's just sitting there going, yo, what's up? I'm just chilling, minding my own business. Why this motherfucker got to talk about my fucking, right? So I can see her point of view. And she's like, yo, this motherfucker talking about my head. And now I told everybody to have alopecia, which I didn't know she had. I don't follow her hair game news. I didn't get the Jada Pinkett Hair Gazette, all right? But that's her business, and she puts it out there. She seems like a very open person. And so she put out that she has alopecia, which is, I don't have that. I got regular alopecia. I got everyday alopecia. My shit ain't coming back. I think alopecia is you get some bald spots. A lot of it was stress and different. I've seen girls have it. I've seen people with hair, like Donut has a thick head of hair. Donut's like part Navajo. She still got a little alopecia, but and it uses shampoo, and it usually gets corrected itself. Obviously, there's cases of worse. But people can get it. And I guess she shaved her head because of alopecia. I don't think it's life-threatening or whatever. Apparently, Chris Rock didn't know that. She shaved her head because of that. I guess it was painful for her. I think there's a lot more there than just the alopecia. But again, it's not my business. And she's like, yo, what the fuck? You talking shit about my head. Like, I can see his point of view. I'm doing my job. All right, Mr. Mark, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'll say what's up to you later. I'm so sorry. All right, my bad. Don't hate me. All right, we've all done that. We've all been the butt of jokes. I'll tell you, a director one time that was so mean to me at an award show. So fucking mean to me. I want to use his name. I want to use his name. If the shit was televised, I may have had to go to his house with Harvey Levin. Like, the guy was so fucking mean and rude. Such a powerful guy, and he just was a rude prick. Where other stars in the building knew it and were so sweet to me. And I'll never forget that moment. And if I saw the dude in public at if I saw him at the taco stand on Sunset, what's that taco stand I like so much? I forget. Pink, I'll just say Pink. It's across the street from Pink Taco, but let's just say Pink Taco. If I saw him, I would definitely walk by, hopefully, and just bump into him by accident. Go, oh, sorry, just a little extra. I don't. He was the ultimate height of someone super powerful, of someone that was coming up and just super dismissive, oof. Because then other people that were even more powerful than them knew how mean he was and were super nice to me, so they proved what a bastard you are. So there's that. Now, who's going to tell you this shit, right? I'm not going to name names. And then there's Will and his wife, which have a very public relationship. I'm not going to get into it. It's not my business. I'm going to talk about things without trying to be disrespectful to any side, but just my opinion where I believe I should go. I mean, him and his wife, they put a lot of stuff out there, the term entanglement, you know what's up. And I mean, that's underneath all this, right? There's all these different things of happening. So, she looked like, this motherfucker, like, cause Will was like, right? Almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like MK to the ultra, you know what I mean? Like snap, boop, activate, bad wife joke. Like she was like, Will, right? Like, so then he goes up. Now, this is what's fucking insane. Now, I have different videos of me on the internet with this shit, so I'm going to post some, but he goes up on Hollywood televised biggest night. The Oscars are the Oscars of Hollywood. Does that make sense to you? Like, the Oscars are Hollywood's Super Bowl. Again, this is even more, which I can't comment on, so I'll comment around because people are bringing race into this, which is crazy because it's a black man on a black man. You can't bring gender in it. You can't bring nothing, right? You just got to bring people. But, whatever. People are going to say shit, say it. Like, there's no race involved here. On the Super Bowl, he walks up, and if you talk to the streets, it was a deliberately open hand, which is a bitch slap. And he goes pow, like boom, and smacks this man, assaults his man. That's what he did. He assaulted him at the Super Bowl, which is supposed to be the dignified Super Bowl. There's people not drinking Coors Lights. No disrespect to Coors Lights. There's people not open. They're not drinking Big Mouth Mickeys. Like at the Super Bowl, people are drinking Big Mouth Mickeys and having a corn dog. It's still the biggest event in the world, but you're having a Big Mouth Mickeys. There's no Big Mouth Mickeys. It's fucking Fendi and Dolce & Gabbana. It's supposed to be the height of class, dignity, humility, brilliance, paying homage, to like, this is like, we're supposed to be people here. We're supposed to be the example to set for the rest of the world, the media world, all of this stuff. This is the Emmys. This is not the daytime Emmys. It's not the Golden Globes. This is not the Grammy. This is like the music business gets a little weird because his music, he's eccentric, and MTV, we like a little crazy. It's this fart man's going to come down and, Billboard music or the People's Choice and be fun or nobody's getting slimed. This is the Oscars. This is like the royalty, like British royalty but American. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the height, and he's up for what is argued, you can't say it because it's sexist, the highest award, one of the top 5 highest awards. I would say the top 3. Best actor, best actress, best picture. For me, those are the top 3. Supporting, writing, whatever you want to put. But for me, it's a top 3 award. It's a top award. It's the top award in acting. Along with the woman, I'm a dude, so I would like to win Best Actor. No offense to anybody else. On a performance which everyone's talking about, and he slaps Chris. Now there are people saying it's fake and staged and all this stuff, which is not a bad theory and all this stuff, but I don't. That's another reason why I should speak on it, JKX. I mean, to me, the outcome is just people talking about it, which I guess you would, but why would I? If you're the Oscars, do you want people talking about you this way? So that's why I wonder if it was fake. But there's a picture of Chris Rock. There's one of them. It looks like he has like a thing, but it could have been Photoshop. Looked like he had a pad on his face, but I think it was Photoshop. Now people are going, he was bracing for it. That's because Chris Rock is a gent. He's a Brooklyn dude all the way. Like, he is gangster. Like, he grew up on the hip hop that Will Smith was putting out. I think he's a little older than Will, but like Will was in that era of hip hop that Chris Rock, EPMD and Rakim and, Biggie and all that stuff. That Chris Rock, like, that's his music. I'm pretty sure. KRS-One. And then like the Fight the Power soundtrack, I'm sure Chris Rock, loves. I mean, not the fight. Yeah. Public Enemy. I'm saying, Do the Right Thing soundtrack. And Will Smith was in that era of actual rappers. Let's not forget. I mean, he might not have been a hardcore or some of those guys, but Will Smith is a legend rapper and he's fucking put out bangers. We all nod our head to, a couple of Will bangers. That's just the truth. So he hits him. So people are like, Chris was just standing there. Chris probably thought it was a bit. And Will's like a lovable dude. He's not known as a hard ass, right? Yo, but a Little West Philly came out. By the way, Philly ruins everything. This is another thing I got to comment on. Philly, this is why we can't have nice things. Like, yo, that was 63rd, bro. That was 63rd and Cobb's Creek Parkway. Those who know. That was low-key fucking Overbrook, bro. That was Market Street shit. Like, but by the way, he kept the shit open, which was not Philly. Philly, there would have been a pipe, and he would have been like, bah! You know, and Chris also didn't go Brooklyn, like, because Brooklyn will square up back. You know, that would be a good fight. West Philly against Brooklyn. Old Brooklyn, not Williamsburg. Sorry, Williamsburg. You're not as hard as you think you are. Chris fucking straight up took the hit. Now go on the internet and watch Mike Tyson, who's also a Brooklyn kid. Mike Tyson has been going to comedy shows lately, and I'm pissed because he was at my show, which I closed at the Improv 2 weeks ago, and he was in the corner, and I'm so happy he saw me have a good set. But he left right before the end. I was going to shout him out, but I was like, I ain't going to bother him because I don't want to do somebody do that to me if he wants to sneak out. But then he went upstairs, and he smoked out with Brad Williams, and I was pissed because I thought he left. And Brad's like, yo, he's up there, and then I went up, and he was gone. But he's been going to a lot of comedy shows. I think Mike might start doing sets, right? Fuck. There's a whole video of him at a room down off of Sunset, and a dude showed a piece, and Mike, greatest diffusion of a heckle of all time. Mike Tyson. This is like 3 days before the Oscar. Mike Tyson hugged him. All he did, Mike, just a hug. Mike beat a gun. The guy had a gun, didn't pull it out. Was like, yo, what's up? I got the heat. And Mike was like, okay. Mike stood up, hugged him. I mean, that's the greatest dude. He's, Jesus Christ, I want to bow down. I'm bowing down to him, man. He's Iron Mike, right? So he's not scared of nothing, bro. So he goes, and it was incredible. Not enough people are talking about it, right? So that's a dude low-key pulled a gun out, I don't know at Mike, but at a comedy show. And Mike Tyson diffused it by hugging him. So Will walks up, and people are like, why didn't Chris square up? What was up, Chris? If I were Chris, I might have ducked a little. He's so good at reading situations. How did he not read this situation? Did Will acted that good? Like, freaked him out? Or maybe Chris just stood there and like, what's up, dude? Oh, shit, where are we going with this? This camera, I don't want to miss my mark, bro. Like, where are we at? You know, and then Will's, bam, right? Like, and no security, so you would think, why isn't security? Security might go, yo, what's he doing? Oh, he went rogue. Well, he's Will Smith. He's he's a GOAT movie star, you know, right now in Hollywood. He's a top 5 movie star, right? I mean, when you could argue he's still the biggest, right? You got The Rock, him, Leo, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt. It's a few, right? Like Sandra Bullock, whatever. Will Smith is still, I don't know, goes in and out. You know, Bezos, Elon Musk, Warren Buffett goes over. It's always in that air, right? He's that dude. And for 30 years, Denzel, he's goated forever, right? It's insane. Like Tom Cruise, it's crazy. So he goes in, hits the fucking dude. And I was like, I never knew the amount of anger of that to do that on that stage with that. Like, I wouldn't have done that shit at the Arby's. I wouldn't have done that shit at the Arby's Sports Action Awards. Go look it up. I did that shit at like 07. If somebody said some shit, I wouldn't have done that at the video game awards. I wouldn't have fucking smacked somebody. I would never got that angry. People do jokes. Like, you could say some shit, even if he said some shit. Okay, but like, he got up, walked. That's why Chris probably didn't do anything. He was like, this is unprecedented. We're in rare air. And Chris was like, so much is going on. It's time. He got the clock ticking. Yo, dude, you're going to fuck my shit. I got to do this next presentation. What the fuck? And Chris is literally like, boom. Somebody said this, and they said, Chris should get an Academy Award for the way he handled it. As soon as he smacked him, besides the shock, I felt bad. I felt so fucking bad for Chris Rock. The amount of humiliation that Will Smith did to him. But no one comes out a winner in this. No one. Because, like I said, it was a man on man, a man in a relationship that's public that people talk about. So that's brewing. And then a black man with a black man. And there's a different code there, okay, than other races, right? Again, I can't speak on it, but I know what people tell me. And the open hand disrespect, bitch snap. It wasn't want to go, wasn't want to punch. It was like, I'll smack you like a little bitch. And Will Smith is a big dude. Now, I never knew him to be a hardo, but I know he can be a hardo. He's got roles where he's jacked up and stuff, and he's been a hardo, but to me, he's always been a lovable dude. You know what I'm saying? But if he needs to square up, he can. But with Chris Rock literally ran into the reason why he started comedy at the height of his goatness and got it from another goat. Unpack what I just said. Chris Rock literally was living out the terror of why he did comedy in the first place, to rise above and beat the bullies with his mind, with his tongue. And yet the bullies came to him of equal, if not bigger stature, and he triggered them so much when he beat them that they had to physically beat him again. It was a Brooklyn stoop all over again, 1978, like literally. I'm sure that resonated with him. It resonated to me. Like his whole fucking career is about how he's small and scrawny and he never got girls and all this shit. Like, he talks about how he was the underdog and a child of multiple kids and all this stuff. He was the underdog who became huge and great, but he was never like, I'm going to fucking physically dominate anyone. In top 5, he still like has the same body like he did 30 years ago. He's just a skinny guy, you know? He's not trying to be violent. His tongue is violent. His thoughts are violent, but be better. Get a better comeback, right? So then people took it to the next level. Where shout out to Def Noodle said, yo, a joke initiates when it goes to violence, and a slap goes to a punch comes back to a kick, to another punch, to a pipe, to, gun, and the next thing you know, we're Biggie and Tupac. Like, that's not a joke, right? That's boom, right? That in war, right?